Good evening. Thank you for coming to tonight's Westerville Schools Board of Education meeting, and of course the GEM Awards, the most important part. Calling the meeting to order, our first part of the agenda is to appoint a treasurer pro tem.
I'd like to nominate Mark Hershiser.
Do I have a second?
I second that.
Can you please call the roll? Yes. Can you also please take attendance? Here. At this time, I would like you all to join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Moving right on in our agenda, the next item, of course, is our GEM Awards, and I would like to recognize Liz Washburn, our President of Parent Council.
Thank you, President Cotter. Good evening. On behalf of Westerville Parent Council and Roush Honda, I want to welcome you to the 2018 GEM Awards celebration. We are thrilled to see so many of you here tonight to celebrate 27 individuals and 2 local organizations who truly exemplify what it means to be a Westerville GEM. The GEM Awards began 15 years ago when former Roush Honda Director of Public Relations, Terry Gordon, came to Westerville Parent Council with an idea to honor those who do so much for our students. You will hear about Mr. Gordon a little bit later, and Roush Honda continues to be a generous sponsor of the GEM Awards and a wonderful community partner. We look forward to many more years of working together in this program. The Great Educator Mentor, or GEM Awards program, recognizes adults who go above and beyond for students in the Westerville schools. Each Westerville school building solicits nominations, and the recipient is selected by a committee made up of staff and parents. In addition, a committee with district-wide representation selects a business or organization recipients, as well as individuals who contribute and impact more than one building or district-wide as a whole. You will hear the phrase above and beyond frequently this evening as you learn about the incredible impact this year's recipients make in their building and across our district. Some quick logistics before we begin this evening. The following representatives from Roush Honda will be congratulating the award winners on stage tonight. I want to thank the Marketing and Communications Director, Jill McCarran, Technology Support Manager, Ed Green, Marketing Assistant, Lindsay Watson, for being here. Unable to be here this evening is our fabulous GEM liaison, Candy Lazarus, Director of Purchasing. She works very hard to make this evening a success. They will be joined by the members of the Westerville Board of Education and the District Executive Leadership Team, who we thank for inviting us to share this meeting tonight. Thank you, Board President Jerry Cotter, Vice President Tracy Davidson, Dr. Nancy Nestor Baker, Rick Villardo, and also Richard Bird, who could not be here tonight. Also, thank you, Superintendent Dr. John Kellogg and Deputy Superintendent Mark Hershiser. To our honorees, as your name is called, please come up on the stage using the stairs here to your left. While one of our students begins reading a brief essay describing your contributions to our schools, please accept the congratulations first from our Roush Honda representatives and then the Board of Education. After receiving your trophy, please pause for a photo and then exit down the stairs on your right. At the conclusion of the program, please come back on stage, though, for a group photo. Last but not least, a number of our students will be coming to the podium to share with you what makes our award winners gems in the eyes of our community. I'd like to recognize them as well. Jake Bibbo, grade 10 of Westerville Central High School. Eli Davidson, grade 7, Blenheim Middle School. Emma Davidson, grade 12, Westerville South High School. Kate Davidson, grade 12, Westerville South High School. Lucy Grulio, grade 8, Heritage Middle School. Demetrius Howard, grade 7, Walnut Springs Middle School. Desmond Howard, grade 7, Walnut Springs Middle School. Abby Johnson, grade 5, McVeigh Elementary School. Trent McFarland, grade 12, Westerville North High School. Gwen Reed, grade 7, Genoa Middle School. Allie Washburn, grade 4, Emerson Elementary. Taylor Washburn, grade 6, Blenheim Middle School. Thank you all for what you've doing. And with that, let's begin.
The Early Learning Center. Krista Houston is the GEM Award recipient for the district's preschool this year. She was nominated by parent Sepi Jalali Kojasta, who writes the following. After having Miss Houston as my daughter's preschool teacher for 2 years, it is apparent to our family that Krista reaches far beyond a typical preschool teacher to guide and mentor her students and exerts incredible energy to support and encourage parent involvement. Ms. Houston possesses not only solid teaching skills through her multiple decades of experience, but also great communication skills that serve to effectively address each family's concerns as they relate to their child. As a tech-savvy teacher, Ms. Houston goes out of her way to provide parents with live text updates about classroom activities and immediate photos of their child. She uses a special school-approved app, and by the time my daughter arrives home, I am already fully aware of her daily activities. Ms. Houston's willingness to go the extra mile above and beyond expectations to provide this information and engage parents has provided other parents and I the opportunity to continue supporting daily lessons and experiences at home. Finally, it is valuable to note that throughout the past 2 years, Ms. Houston has had a keen ability to help my daughter grow in many ways without enabling her. She fosters an environment that has promoted independence, good manners, discipline, and respect in addition to academics. She demonstrates the perfect balance between professionalism as a teacher and nurturing as a mentor. She's truly a gem.
Hi, my name is Gwen Reed. I'm a 7th grader at Genoa Middle School. The GEM Award recipient this year is Jill Teruya Hayashi. Her nomination was submitted by teacher Laura Kearns. Mrs. Teruya has been a wonderful parent volunteer for many years at Alcott. She comes in on a weekly basis, always a smile on her face and a willingness to help in any way. Jill spends a great deal of time working with students and takes the time to get to know them, treating them with empathy and compassion. She works with students to reinforce skills in all subject areas, both individually and in small groups. Jill has tremendous patience, provides helpful feedback, and doesn't give up working on a concept until the student truly seems to better understand the skills at hand. Mrs. Teruya also spends a lot of time assisting Mrs. Kearns. She happily displays student work, prepares task cards for station activities, and has wonderful organization skills. She is open to doing anything to help teachers save time. Jill has a true love for art education and has been quite an asset to art teacher Lee Johnson, helping to prepare the annual art show. She spends countless hours mounting and displaying artwork, attending to every last detail. The art show would not happen without her dedication, patience, and appreciation for the art program. Jill continues to selflessly volunteer her time, energy, and helping hands at Alcott. She is an example of how to serve society through helping and is truly a gem.
Hello, my name is Desmond Howard, and I'm a 7th grader at Walnut Springs Middle School. Angie Monahan is this year's Anders Gem and was nominated by parent Jennifer Koval and parent Elizabeth Moore and teacher Kathy Montero. Ms. Koval starts her nomination essay by stating, Angie is the ideal gem. She has been a regular volunteer at the school since 2011, when her oldest started kindergarten. She knows every student's name, and many of them think that she's a teacher. Kathy Montero writes that she often forgets that Ms. Monahan is only a volunteer, not on staff. Ask her how often she volunteers, and she says, only Monday through Friday. Ms. Monahan runs the Amherst Reads program, helping to recruit trained volunteers, work with the teachers to determine the students, participants, and organize books. She organizes the kindergarten's Gentle Start program, serves as room parent, chairs the GEMS Award program at Amherst. Elizabeth Moore writes that Angie is also a strong advocate for students with allergies and advocates for their safety. Ms. Monahan is described as a volunteer who people can always rely on. Angie knows Amherst kids and truly cares. She gives tirelessly of herself to make Amherst a better place. For that, she is truly a gem.
Hello, my name is Allie Washburn, and I'm 4th grader at Emerson. Jen shares Charrington's Gem this year and was nominated by parent and school volunteer Emily Mowry. Mrs. Mowry shares the following in her nomination essay. Jen Scher has served as Charrington's PTA president for the last 2 years and has worked tirelessly to create a positive community for our students. She plans to carry out a number of school activities such as Teacher Appreciation Week and the Boohoo Breakfast for new kindergarten parents. She coordinated a new Muffins for Mom programs and restructured many PTA-sponsored events, resulting in increased participation and fundraising. Her reinvented walkathon resulted in a record level of donations with new incentive programs that encourage healthy habits. Her work on the playground, social, and classroom holiday parties resulted in increased school pride and more equality among classrooms by focusing on school-wide entertainment followed by classroom refreshments. This excites the students and keeps activities focused on school goals. Additionally, Jen has redesigned the structure of PTA meetings, focusing on more presenting information to families that spotlight the school and student activities and discussing topics that instruct and engage more Charrington families in their community. Lastly, Jen can always be counted on to step up and lead activities when no other volunteers are available. Her commitment to Charrington students is undeniable, and for that she is a truly sparkling gem.
Hi, I'm Eli Davidson, and I'm a 7th grader at Blendon Middle School. Teacher Lainey Wood is the Emerson Gem this year and was nominated by Jeff and Heather Johnson, parents of one of Mrs. Wood's students. The Johnsons write, when we think of Miss Wood, we can't help but be happy. We have many great teachers over the last 8 years and feel that Miss Wood, in her first year of teaching, has established herself as one of the up-and-coming shining stars. Her classroom is arranged in a way that is bright, vibrant, and conducive to learning. It looks like a Pinterest page that we all say we want to do, but we never quite complete. A first grade can be a big adjustment for many students. Miss Wood has designed her room and her activities to teach independence, self-control, and confidence in her students. From a calm-down corner to many versions of mindfulness and yoga, Miss Wood is able to keep her students focused on the common group goal of learning. Her assignments help students become aware of both themselves and others, teaching acceptance of all. Our daughter has been a part of Before School Club this year, where students connect via webcam with a classroom full of first graders in China. Miss Wood is always there early and happy to spend time with the students on this unique project. We feel that Miss Wood is an old soul and a young woman. She has made our daughter feel valued and cared for. Our daughter talks about her like a member of our family. For all these reasons and many more, she is definitely an Emerson gem.
My name is Jake Bibbo, and I am a sophomore at Westerville Central. Teacher Tracy Price is this year's GEM Award winner and was nominated by colleagues Deb Ubry and Geneva Tran. Unfortunately, Mrs. Price is not able to be here this evening, and Mr. Rob Strangis, the Faust principal, will accept this award on her behalf. The nominees describe Mrs. Price as someone who regularly goes above and beyond what is expected for an English as a second language teacher. She is crucial when it comes to parent communication and has earned the trust and respect of many Faust families with her concern and caring for students. She helps each child feel valued and strives to create lifelong learners in each one, taking the time to learn what motivates each of her students and provides numerous opportunities to show their improving skills to adults throughout the building. Ms. Price frequently visits her students at home to ensure they have plenty of books for summer reading. During the summer, she volunteers with WARM to pass out lunches. This past fall, she started the Dairy Queen Club, which provides free tutoring to Faust students. She arranges for volunteers and fellow teachers to work with students. She coordinates with parents to get the students there and provides the resources each week so that students have what they need to complete their assignments. Ms. Price builds positive relationships with our Faust families, creating an invaluable bridge that makes our families feel welcome and included in the education process. She actively tries to find ways to help our students grow, develop, and learn inside and outside of the classroom. Her dedication to the students at Faust makes her a real gem.
Hello, I am Abigail Johnson. I am in 5th grade at McVeigh Elementary. Principal Monica Brown is Hamby's GEM recipient this year, and her nominator, parent Stephanie Bluestein, remarks that Ms. Brown has an incredibly positive attitude that is both infectious and resilient. Ms. Bluestein writes that Ms. Brown does a fantastic job making everyone feel welcome at Hamby. She is particularly impressed with Ms. Brown's efforts to foster an environment of kindness and good actions through her Hamby Happy Ticket incentive program and her celebration of all student birthdays. Ms. Brown's gestures show the children that they are cared for and cultivate a feeling of community. Additionally, Ms. Bluestein writes that Ms. Brown is always there to support the school. From attending PTA meetings to other school functions, she is supportive of parents and staff and doesn't hesitate to jump in quickly to help facilitate a solution to a problem. Ms. Brown is appreciated for her prompt responses to parent questions and concerns, resolving situations with empathy and positivity. Ms. Brown has a great spirit and is a wonderful role model for her students. Her warm demeanor and efforts at creating a positive environment, whether on an individual level or supporting inclusive programs like Start With Hello and Friendship Week, to make Hamby feel like a family. For this and more, Monica Brown is definitely a Hamby gem.
My name is Taylor Washburn, and I am a 6th grader at Blendon Middle School. The Hawthorne Gem winner this year is Gina Carfagna. She was nominated by teachers Kathleen Waltman and Erin Holloway. Mrs. Waltman writes, Mrs. Carfagna has been an active and consistent building volunteer at Hawthorne for many years. For the past 4 years, she has volunteered with my students in my 2nd grade classroom. Gina's volunteering has made such a difference in the rapport she has with our students is amazing. Her work has ranged from working with groups of students to hours of copying, laminating, and preparing countless teaching materials. Our new math program, Bridges, requires a tremendous amount of manipulatives that need to be prepared. Sometimes teachers just don't have enough time to get it all done. Gina's assistance allows me to focus more on planning and implementing quality instruction. Mrs. Holloway writes that Gina also volunteers at school-wide events and is willing to do anything that she is asked to do in order to make staff jobs easier and Hawthorne students' lives better. Mrs. Carfagna works with many classrooms, not just her own children's classrooms. She understands the need for volunteers in the building. In addition to her weekly volunteering, Gina holds down a full-time job. She often rushes to Hawthorne straight from work. This is how she chooses to spend her time off. She has made being a visible presence in this building a priority, and we feel that this truly shows her dedication to her children and our school. It inspires me to do more for others when I can. I hope she knows the impact she has made in our building. She is our gem.
Hello, my name is Demetrius, and I'm a 7th grader at Walnut Springs Middle School. Elise Hunt is Heber Ridge Gem Award winner this year and was nominated by both 3rd grade teacher Liz Comella and Miss Hunt's son, Gavin. Miss Comella writes, "In my opinion, if there is something that needs to be done for students at Heber Ridge, there's only one person to call, Elise Hunt. Cue the Ghostbusters theme song, Something's Good in the Heber Ridge neighborhood. PTA is doing something good for kids and staff. For example, every student needs a water bottle and a cinch sack for participating in walkathon. Who are you gonna call? Elise. Heber Ridge Box Tops winning classroom earned a popcorn party. Who are you gonna call? Elise. A memorial bench for a student needs to be properly installed, complete with an engraved plate. Who are you gonna call? Elise. Miss Hunt gets stuff done. She is currently the vice president of the PTA, but her efforts and attitude go far beyond her expected duties. Seeing her in the halls of our school allows students to see a parent in the building for positive reasons. Gavin writes that most people have no idea how much his mom does for his school because she never tells anyone. She spends many hours on events to make sure each is perfect for each student. If you ask a local business if they know his mom, they all smile and say yes because at some point she has called them for a donation. Gavin feels that this is how a gem should be, going over and beyond in the shadows and making people feel good without even knowing where it came from. She is truly a gem for her efforts to connect over 600 students and their families to their school.
Hi, I'm Kate Davidson. I'm a senior at Westerville South. This year's GEM Award winner for Longfellow was volunteer Jan Heyman, and she was nominated by Longfellow ESL teacher Rachel Engelhardt, who writes, Miss Heyman has volunteered in the building since the school reopened in August 2015. The building serves 80 kindergarten students attending the all-day kindergarten program. Miss Heyman, a retired English as a second language teacher for Westerville schools, volunteers with the Longfellow ESL students for one morning each week. This is a substantial increase in her hours since she originally only signed up for 1 hour a week. However, seeing the needs of the students, she graciously gives more. This is in addition to her volunteer work teaching English to area adults with limited English skills. Last year, Jan added reading intervention students to her tutoring. Her expertise, patience, and dedication makes a huge difference in students' reading levels, comprehension, and sight word accumulation. One of Ms. Heyman's special gifts is that she not only understands how to help young children learn to read and gain vocabulary, she understands the unique challenges of ESL students and their families. She focuses on students' individual growth and developing a love of reading. She takes detailed notes on student progress so she can tailor her tutoring to match their needs. The staff at Longfellow acknowledges how fortunate they are to have such a skilled, devoted volunteer in Jan Heyman. Longfellow students, however, are the true beneficiaries. The students love her and know that she loves them back. Miss Heyman, you are a true gem.
English as a second language teacher, Chelsea Lakeman, is Mark Twain Gem this year. She was nominated by her colleague Donna Dixius. Miss Dixius writes that she has spent the last 3 years sharing a classroom with Miss Lakeman and has seen firsthand dedication she has for her students. For example, Miss Lakeman has coordinated an evening event to help the parents of incoming kindergartners register their students for school, including reaching out to a local church that holds an apartment complex that houses many Mark Twain students so that more parents could attend and not have to worry about transportation. Miss Lakeman spends considerable time tutoring students in addition to her duties in the classroom. This includes Tuesday evening tutoring sessions at Abbey Lane Apartment Complex, as well as working with ESL students after school 2 days a week, always seeming to find room for just one more. Her summers include volunteering time tutoring students who are not attending summer school but who do need additional support. Her giving spirit leads her to stock up on Valentine's Day cards so that all students can participate in the classroom activities, as well as shopping at thrift stores for swimwear and t-shirts so that ESL students can participate in the school-wide pool party. Lastly, Mrs. Lakeman has taken on the responsibility of handing out weekend food and snack bags provided by Warm and Westerville Christian Church. As you can see, Chelsea Lakeman goes above and beyond the expectations and requirements of her position as an educator at Mark Twain. She is their shining gem.
My name is Trent McFarland. I'm a senior here at Westerville North. First grade teacher Lisa Dapos is McVeigh's Gem this year and was nominated by parent Sarah Combs and her daughter Emma, as well as parent Stephanie Cunningham. They write that Miss Dapos is an exemplary teacher who goes above and beyond her expected classroom duties by designing experiences for her students that expand their horizons and teach them the value of community and helping others. Mrs. Dapos' leadership on the Peace Day Assembly brings the entire school together to remember and honor peacemakers throughout the world. Her coordination of the first grade fundraisers for Westerville Caring and Sharing and Friends of Faith Prudent Foundation helps McVeigh students learn the value of helping others and those less fortunate and fosters a commitment to supporting our community. She helps students explore world cultures by sharing her own travels with her class, sending postcards from her world travels, encouraging students to write to her over the summer and share their own adventures, and by inviting a retired Spanish teacher into her classroom to teach Spanish language lessons. Friendship and caring takes center stage when she invites building custodian Mr. Leroy to join the class each week to read poetry together. Sarah Combs writes that when she returns to teaching, she knows that she will be an even better teacher than before because of the example set by Lisa Dapos. Miss Cunningham shares that Mrs. Dapos inspires a love of lifetime learning, and all of her students and the school and the community are a better place because of her. She is a very special gem.
Amanda Oakes, a third grade teacher, is Point View's Gem Award recipient this year. She was nominated by parents Angie Warmund and Ashley Neutral, as well as a fellow teacher, Tanya Mariscal. Miss Oakes is described as a favorite around Point View. So many students greet her with daily hugs, stop into her classroom just to talk to her, or make it a point to say goodbye to her at the end of the day. Every morning, Amanda is at the front door of the school greeting students as they come in the building. She always is full of energy and excited to see everyone. All 3 nomination essays for Miss Oakes described her heart for teaching and the love that she continually shows for each of her students, focusing on a growth mindset philosophy. Miss Oakes goes out of her way to determine what each student needs to succeed and pushes them to reach their full potential. Miss Warmund and Miss Nitro both share that Miss Oakes is known for her strong student advocacy and willingness to partner with parents to secure resources and services for students who need more. In addition to her classroom duties, Miss Oakes serves as a leader of a school action team as a part of a Leader in Me building initiative. Miss Oakes goes above and beyond every day to ensure that the students and staff get the best out of Point View. It's a part of her and her connection to her students. The school and the community make her quite a special gem.
My name's Lucy Gurlio. I'm from Heritage Middle School and I'm in 8th grade. Mr. Jim Knapp is the GEM Award recipient for Robert Frost Elementary School and was nominated by 1st grade teacher Kelly Mahoney. Mr. Knapp is a former classroom teacher and principal who began volunteering at this school 3 years ago after moving to Westerville. Mr. Knapp has no personal ties to the school. His children and grandchildren live outside of Central Ohio. He simply has a desire to give back to his community and support our district. Jim arrives promptly each day with a positive attitude and a warm greeting. He works one-on-one in small groups with students who need some extra support with skills and concepts. No matter the activity, he is always ready to give it a try, even if it means refreshing his memory on the rules for the game Uno. His steady persistence helps him develop a wonderful rapport, and his students light up with smiles as they wait with anticipation for their turn to work with him. Mr. Knapp also volunteers his time in the art room and comes as needed to assist with student assessments. His ability to communicate with teachers about students' understanding of lessons and concepts provides critical feedback that teachers value in order to better serve all their students. He has also been seen bringing in treats for the staff and sending teachers e-cards and notes of support. Mr. Knapp's extra hands provide more than just extra help at Robert Frost's. He supplies our classroom with friendship, professionalism, and a positive relationship for our students. He truly is a Westerville gem.
Volunteer Molly Woodruff has been selected as Whittier's GEM Award winner this year. She was nominated by Chris and Dylan Woodruff. As her son advanced through the grades at Whittier, Ms. Woodruff has devoted her time and talents to the school in many ways. The PTA board has benefited from her service as secretary as well as a delegate to the Westerville Parent Council. This past December, Molly quickly stepped up to serve as treasurer when the existing treasurer stepped down. She produced the monthly newsletter and spending hours collecting stories and photos from staff to craft something that all families can enjoy. Mr. Woodruff says that he and Dylan can always count on being roped into at least 2 proofreading sessions before the newsletters go out. Mr. Woodruff also states that the book fair weeks are quite an experience in their household. They have come to expect a book fair explosion in their living room. Molly runs 2 book fairs a year, and this results in many free books for Whittier to enable the PTA to provide books for students who might not otherwise be able to purchase one. Molly loves volunteering and to help to enrich lives of Whittier's students. In the process, she has made lasting friendships with Whittier's parents, teachers, and staff. She sincerely cares about them all. Whittier's staff sees her as a dependable and generous volunteer. Whittier students see her as a familiar face and a helping hand. Mr. Woodruff is proud to say that he and Dylan see her as a super mom who has been happy to share her time and talents with Whittier. Clearly, Whittier agrees and recognizes her as a shining gem at their school.
Wilder's GEM Award winner this year is teacher Nicole Price. Her nomination was submitted by parent Alicia Long, whose daughter is in Mrs. Price's 2nd grade class. Miss Long writes that Nicole creates an environment where the children look forward to the new adventures she creates. Miss Price encourages the passions and interests of students and is always finding creative ways to promote these in-home school communications. Her newsletters provide specific examples of class lessons and ideas on how parents can enhance student learning. Miss Price is also very giving of her free time to students. It is normal to find Nicole eating lunch in the classroom with her students. The students love this time of connection and relationship building. Additionally, this winter she organized 2 special recesses where the children dressed up in warm winter clothing and headed outside to play in the snow, with Miss Price right beside them in her snowsuit. Imagine getting 20+ students bundled up to go out in the snow, then getting them out of wet, cold gear afterwards. Lastly, Miss Long writes of an incident last fall when the class went on a nature walk. Unfortunately, a hidden nest of wasps was stepped on, resulting in many stings and a traumatic experience for all. Luckily, there were no allergic reactions or more serious injuries. Miss Price handled the situation calmly and professionally, despite being stung many times herself. Determined to turn around this scary event, the next week Miss Price proceeded to spend in-class time on a wasp study with her students, complete with Oreo wasp cookies. Miss Price is so appreciated for the way she calmed student fears and worked to create unity and connection out of a bad situation. Wilder knows that she is a true gem at their school.
Our next gem winner is Mrs. Kathy Heyman, the school registrar at Blendon Middle School. She was nominated by Blendon student Lainey Walden. Along with her daily duties at the school, Mrs. Heyman took initiative to start a drama club at Blendon. As Lainey put it, Mrs. Heyman didn't let the fact that she was new to the school stop her from diving headfirst into starting the new club. Mrs. Heyman is responsible for organizing rehearsal schedules, designing the advertisements for the programs, and creating production tickets. Additionally, she coordinates the use of South High School auditorium for rehearsals and performances. As if this wasn't enough, Mrs. Heyman also organizes the parent volunteers who help out behind the scenes, sell candygrams and flowers, and oversee the performance ticket sales. She's even made this a family affair, as her daughter helps out with the rehearsals and her husband runs numerous errands during the week of the production. In the fall of this year, Mrs. Heyman arranged for a group outing to see the Addams Family at Westerville North, further enhancing the Total Drama Club experience for its members. Thanks to her efforts and hard work, the Blendon Drama Club has grown to nearly 100 student members. In the words of Lainey, Mrs. Heyman is a true gem at Blendon.
Miss Amy Luba, a parent of 2 daughters who attend Genoa Middle School, nominated our next gem winner, Miss Andrea Bishop, a special needs classroom aide for the middle school. Mrs. Bishop is unable to join us this evening, so here to accept the award on her behalf is Heidi Snow. As with a lot of parents of incoming middle schoolers, Miss Luba writes that she was a bit nervous about the process of transitioning into middle school from elementary school, especially having one child with special challenges. Miss Bishop, or Miss B as she's known, quickly put those nerves to rest. She actively encourages a very healthy environment where empathy grows and judgment ends. She has a great ability to balance the building of independence in her students while also providing them needed support in the classroom. Miss B encourages her students to participate in all of the activities at Genoa and is an adequate advocate for their inclusion. With her contagious smile, she exhibits compassion, care, and nurturing to all. She truly has created a judgment-free zone. As just one example of her dedication, Miss B attended the after-school event Jags Night Out with Miss Luba's daughter. This was outside of her typical workday. In doing so, Miss Luba's daughter could attend the event with the support needed. She still talks about how much fun she had on that special night. Miss B definitely shines at Genoa, and we're so happy to award this GEM Award.
Dr. Drew Tomlin, principal of Heritage Middle School, is our next GEM recipient. He was nominated by staff members Haley Dougherty and Ann Bates, in addition to PTSA President Kelly Adams. Dr. Tomlin actively engages students on a daily basis through motivational messages and announcements, participation in assemblies and school dances, and the active support of the Heritage Huskies at their various sporting events. He can often be found playing cards with students and even participating in rap battles during recess. The students are not the only ones impacted by Dr. Tomlin. It is imperative to him that the staff maintains a high morale and that they know they are united. He organized the effort to ensure that each and every one of them got a staff shirt in display of his pride in his teachers. He often will step in and cover a class for a teacher or offer to help students with a particular subject or project. Dr. Tomlin recently developed the Step Up program that encourages students to exercise discipline in their academic and behavioral practices. This program allows students to gain the extra support they may need from staff members who are willing to be mentors, and it has been very effective. Dr. Tomlin has made a huge impact on the positive environment of the support and respect at Heritage. The entire culture of the school is definitely affected by the shining star of a principal.
Mr. Dante Martin from Walnut Springs, our next GEM winner. He was nominated by both Christian Hunt and Andrew Beck, as well as staff member Robin Truman. Mr. Martin serves as a wrestling and football coach and also as an aide in one of the interventional classrooms at the school. Mr. Martin has not only developed a rapport with students in his own realm of responsibility, but also with numerous students at Walnut Springs. He often tailors his teachings and incentive-based programs to fit the needs of individual students. As Andrew wrote, he has a positive impact on students by being a teacher, instructor, mentor, and most importantly, a friend. Outside the classroom, Mr. Martin generally cares about his student athletes, expecting them to have positive attitudes in both their academics as well as their sport. Christian has been particularly touched by the way in which Mr. Martin has had an impact on his brother. Due to his influence, according to Christian, my brother walks around with confidence because someone believed that he could be a great wrestler. As Robin so beautifully stated, Mr. Martin is fair and shows the students a consistent balance of respect, authority, and empathy, the true definition of a gem.
Parent Linda Weiler nominated our next GEM recipient, Westerville Central's Stephanie Martin. With all the activities in which Miss Martin's impact has been felt in this year alone, we can only touch on the various ways in which she has made a huge difference to our students. Miss Martin tirelessly worked towards building and maintaining social and emotional well-being in the school. She coordinated Challenge Day at Central, encouraging over 200 students to participate in this impactful day of growth and overseeing all the facets necessary to make this a successful event, from gathering volunteers to promoting the event to making the arrangements for hotels for the leaders. In October 2017, Miss Martin orchestrated the celebration of 10 years of Challenge Day by arranging the planting of 5,000 daffodil bulbs throughout the grounds of the 3 high schools to represent the 5,000 students who have been a part of this program over the years. She was the administrator of the Be the Change Club at Central, a group devoted to fostering the social emotional health of the students and creating a positive environment in the school. She helped the club lead several activities, including a kindness week that celebrated and encouraged the fun spirit of the school. Miss Weiler said it best when she stated that Miss Martin's passion for making life better and easier for kids is admirable and contagious, and that her biggest gift is her heart, the true definition of a gem.
Mr. John Boyd is the winner of the GEM Award from North, nominated by the trio of Sean Ring, Karen Yingling, and Jeffrey McMillan. He is both a math teacher and a baseball coach for the school. He can often be found working with his students, engaging them, challenging them to be their best, and providing the extra support they need to be successful. This includes devoting his time before and after school, during lunch, and during his prep period. He tailors his style to accommodate the wide range of skill sets of his students. Mr. Boyd is a dedicated coach who displays a positive attitude in both good times and bad. His presence at all North baseball activities has allowed for more concentrated coaching efforts to players. Behind the scenes, he manages and maintains the team's website, spotlighting the successes of both players and parents. In addition to his passionate efforts at North, Mr. Boyd lends his talents to the Blundin Middle School cross-country team. He often tutors struggling athletes and works tirelessly to maintain the website for their sport as well. Mr. Boyd's invaluable contribution to the students can perhaps best be summed up by what his nominators wrote. The tallest skyscrapers would crumble without the support of their unforeseen infrastructure, and Mr. Boyd serves as the concrete foundation and beams upon which the greatness of others can rise.
Good evening. My name is Emma Davidson, and I'm a senior at Westerville South. Our next GEM recipient is Miss Jennifer Baker from Westerville South, nominated by parent Chandra Burke. Ms. Baker has made an impression on both her students and their parents. Her open and consistent communication to parents allowed them to be on top of the happenings in her classes. It also encouraged more detail-oriented conversations about individual students. Ms. Baker also opened up her classroom to all students as a place to study and safely gather, almost with a coffee house feel, complete with hot cocoa and other extras. She would often come in early and stay late to accommodate students' needs. Ms. Burke was most impressed by the way Ms. Baker compassionately handled some health issues with her daughter. The outreach and genuine care for Ms. Baker's daughter extended far beyond her own class, as Ms. Baker checked in with her regularly and offered to help in any way possible to ensure success. And this was simply the care of one student. She shows the same level of dedication to all her students. WEF recently presented Ms. Baker with the title of Teacher of the Month, citing her inspiration, motivation, knowledge, and passion for writing and her students. Ms. Burke feels that Ms. Baker is a teacher that kids will look back on someday as a teacher who shaped their future. Her efforts shine through the success of her students. Truly a gift. This year, District GEM Awards are being presented to 4 community volunteers. You may have noticed that most of our building awards recipients work directly with students on a daily or weekly basis. Our district recipients, while they do work with students, are shining gems for other reasons that often go unnoticed. These volunteers are some of the many across our district who do the behind-the-scenes work of planning, coordinating, and fundraising to turn into reality the programs and experiences that add so much to our students' lives. They are often the foundation upon which other volunteers and staff stand in order to make lasting impacts on our students. We are pleased to present these extraordinary individuals to you tonight. Our first District GEM Award is presented to Lisa Acoyne. Mrs. Acoyne was nominated by Liz Washburn, President of Westerville Parent Council, who writes, "When I think of a champion for our schools and a mentor to others, especially community volunteers who serve in leadership roles, I cannot help but think of Lisa." Before I began my term as President of Westerville Parent Council, Lisa had served as President for 3 years prior. Her organizational skills and planning for the future has made my transition incredibly smooth. Lisa took the time to mentor me and introduce me to countless people around the district with whom I would be working with, and she provided more notes and resources than I ever expected. Mrs. Washburn also shares that she has never served in an organization where someone has cared to leave this much in their position so organized for the next leader. Mrs. Acoyne is well respected in the community for her wealth of knowledge and guidance, especially relating to the best practices on running parent groups in the district. She continues to offer her time to other group leaders, always true to her word of only being a phone call away. A particularly sensitive and challenging issue came up late last spring involving one of our member groups, just as Lisa was transitioning out of her role as president. Over the spring and summer, Lisa conducted herself like a true professional in handling this difficult situation. While remaining impartial, she guided this group through interpreting its bylaws, coordinated additional assistance through Ohio PTA, and offered support to the group's board and subsequent new leadership. This took hours of research, phone calls, meetings, and negotiations that not many people know took place. Finally, for the 5th year now, Lisa has served as the district chair of this very GEM Awards program. One of her strongest passions is celebrating those who put forth the effort to make our schools great. She is now recruiting new leaders to run the GEM Awards, once again ensuring that the long-term success of this special program. Mrs. Acoyne is one of those leaders whose work is often done quietly behind the scenes. She doesn't do it for the spotlight. She does it because she loves Westerville students and families. Truly a gem with a strong, steady glow.
Next, we have District Award recipient, Dennis Blair. Mr. Blair was nominated by Julie McClure on behalf of Westerville Partners for Education, who writes that Dennis Blair, quietly works behind the scenes to have a significant positive impact on Westerville City Schools students. He is an involved community member and business owner, and because of this extensive community involvement, going above and beyond comes naturally to him. As an IT professional and also as an architect, he brings unique skills and perspectives to our schools and students. He envisions and delivers activities that give students experiences they would not otherwise have related to science and to the arts. Last year, Mr. Blair served as a member of our panel of experts for the first Tomorrow's Learning Today workshop, where he provided insight to the workforce needs of skilled trades community. He created a video to highlight projects at many of our schools, such as the shop at Westerville North, and marker spaces at schools such as Walnut Springs Middle School and Hawthorne Elementary School. Speaking of the shop at North, Dennis took the lead on working with North students to utilize the available tools there to create a 3D model of a new addition for the Cornucosking headquarters. Mr. Blair shepherded the students throughout the process of learning technical construction skills as well as professional presentation skills. His coaching required many hours of devoted to our students, outside of his own business responsibilities. Mr. Blair has also continued to lend his expertise to the Starry Night event, presented by Westerville Partners for Education. His creation of an augmented reality sandbox was one of the biggest hits of the event last year. The sandbox demonstrates the geographical and topographical map attributes. Though his company, Blair IT, Dennis has enabled WPE to purchase the sandbox for continued use in our schools. Mr. Blair has also volunteered his time to identify and recruit judges for Future City, an annual student design contest, as well as coordinating efforts to receive a grant money for Westerville Acts Council for Kids and Youth. Mr. Blair's creative and innovating thinking makes him a true gem. We are grateful for his passion for students and for our community.
Our next district award recipient is Elizabeth Firth. Miss Firth was nominated by community member Leslie Walden. Miss Walden writes in her nomination essay that she is impressed with not how many people Miss Firth knows in our district, but how she knows them, their families, their neighbors, which is through her nonstop extensive volunteer work both in our schools and in the community. Elizabeth Firth goes far beyond what you would expect of just one parent. She is actively involved in coordinating numerous events at Emerson Elementary School, including field day activities, the Emerson Olympic School fundraiser, cultural presentations during International Week, and her unique hands-on fossil classroom presentations. Elizabeth serves both on the Emerson PTA board and on the Blunden Middle School PTO board, and is particularly passionate about reaching out to incoming families, encouraging them to be involved at their school. She is great at recruiting new volunteers by knowing the right thing to say and knowing how much to ask of busy parents. She is known for recruiting parents to sell dance tickets at Blunden by inciting them with, "Come get a peek at your child's day. Come sell tickets at lunch." As you can imagine, not many parents can take off work to do this. As a result, you guessed it, Elizabeth has sold countless number of dance tickets in the last few years. This school year, Elizabeth also answered the call of leadership when asked to join the Westerville Board of Parent Council. She jumped right in helping to coordinate this year's group's fundraiser. The Summer Camp and Activities Expo has also served as a parent representative in the District Student Handbook Committee. One of her strongest skills is always being positive, calm, and reassuring voice as she listens to others and gathers feedback. As if for all her volunteer efforts isn't enough, Ms. Firth also serves as a co-leader of a local Girl Scout troop. Even this work leads back to serving our school district as she led the troop in a clean air demonstration at Starry Night event for families. She goes above and beyond in giving and leaves a positive impact and an influence on students, families, and community members. Miss Firth exemplifies the purpose of a GEM Award due to her selfless contributions of time and talent.
Our final district award recipient this evening is my mom, Nancy McFarland. Mrs. McFarland was nominated by community members Linda Weiler and Tracy Davidson, and in their nomination essay, they write that Mrs. McFarland loves our school district and will say yes just about anything that benefits students and teachers. Nancy is a passionate and dedicated cheerleader for the district and is admired, respected, and appreciated for her volunteer work. Going above and beyond for her students is just part of her nature. Over the past year, Mrs. McFarland has volunteered her time and talents to benefit numerous schools. At Westerville North, she has served as the president of Academic Boosters, coordinating activities and fundraisers that directly benefit students. She serves as a mentor to middle school students through the Model Program at Heritage Middle Schools, helping guide young women to discover their best selves and motivate them to explore their futures. Always looking to encourage school spirit, she helped start a table tennis tournament at Walnut Springs Middle School and promotes parent engagement at Moving Up events for 8th grade parents. She assisted McVeigh first grade students with their fundraising to support Westerville Caring and Sharing, and even went shopping with them to buy gifts for families in need. Nancy has also donated her time to fundraising for the Faith Prudent Foundation, encouraging students and staff to support the foundation's goal of cancer research and family support services. Additionally, Mrs. McFarland devotes considerable time to the nonprofit Westerville Education Challenge, which raises awareness and funding to support social and emotional learning across the district. Nancy has served as a secretary on the board and as well as recruits sponsors and helps coordinate the annual fundraiser that benefits the Challenge Day program in our high schools and the middle school Pride program. As you can see, Nancy McFarland is a tireless warrior and a strong advocate for our students, staff, and district families. She is an inspiration and a gem, and our community is better off for having her as a part of it.
I have to introduce our next presenter because we have someone very special here to present the Terry Gordon Business Award. You may recognize this familiar smiling face if you've ever entered into our district office. She's always there greeting you with a smile and willing to help. What many may not realize is that Cherie Richards was the first president of Westerville Parent Council from 2003 to 2005. She herself is a true Westerville gem. Without Cherie and the effort of many other parents along the way, Westerville Parent Council would not be a collaborative voice of parents across our district. On this special 15th anniversary of the GEM Awards, we have invited Cherie to share more about Mr. Terry Gordon and the beginnings of the GEM Awards. Thank you for being with us, Cherie.
Good evening. It is my pleasure to introduce this year's winner of the Terry Gordon Business GEM Award. Mr. Terry Gordon was a dedicated member of Roush Honda, the team for many years. Terry came along from a long line of educators and was once a teacher himself. He held a great respect for those who worked in public education and worked for the opportunity to thank those who had helped with his own education. It was in 2003, as the president of Westerville Parent Council, that Terry and I first met, and we discussed ways to say positive things in a way to say thank you for people who helped our students. We came up with the idea of someone who could be a great educator or a mentor, and thus the GEM was thought of. We thought of this way to honor those and celebrate those educators and volunteers who go above and beyond for all of our students. We hope the GEM Awards would grow and continue on a way to say thanks for going that extra mile for our children, and it has. Sadly, we lost Terry in 2006, but he is fondly remembered both at Roush Honda and at Westerville Parent Council for his passion and his support of education. This business award was created to honor his memory. This year, we are very pleased to award the Terry Gordon Business Gem Award to, Westerville Caring and Sharing. Westerville North teacher Lindsay Manzo nominated this outstanding organization. Here to accept the award on behalf of the group is Board President Barbara McCoy. Westerville Caring and Sharing is an all-volunteer charitable organization that provides assistance to families living in Columbus, Westerville, Blendon Township, and Delaware County, and within the boundaries of the Westerville City School District. A core team of about a dozen volunteers plans and organizes 2 signature programs. First is the Back to School Project, which provides students and their families with age-appropriate school supplies, personal hygiene products, and clothing gift cards. Families who qualify for subsidized school meal programs in the school district are eligible to receive assistance through this program. At the beginning of the school year, the group provided backpacks and school supplies to more than 340 Westerville students. Second is the Holiday Project. This past year, Westerville Caring and Sharing coordinated the sponsorship of over 700 children and 220 families in the Westerville City Schools so they could receive items on their holiday wish lists. This massive undertaking was organized solely by volunteers and is reliant on a unique partnership with Westerville's 3 high schools. Additionally, the food drive supports families and students during the time school is not in session, ensuring students who would normally rely on school meal programs are well nourished during the winter break. Over 8 tons of non-perishable food was distributed to families in 2017. The volunteers of Westerville Caring and Sharing are intrinsically motivated to go above and beyond for Westerville students. Over the past few years, they have worked to strengthen their relationship with our school district, improving communication in an attempt to reach more families and finding ways to involve Westerville students in the giving process. Every student in our district is impacted by Westerville Caring and Sharing. Whether they are donating items, shopping for a child, planning on giving assembly, or even just receiving support, and it's often unbeknownst to them. Westerville Caring and Sharing is a shining gem in our community and an example of what it makes to make our school district and community a really great place to live.
This year, Roush Honda and Westerville Parent Council are presenting a special Community Heroes Gem Award to the Westerville Police Department in recognition of the unique and special relationship between the department and our school district. Here to accept the award on behalf of the department is Officer Corey Baker. Along with him tonight are the following, and please stand if your name is called. Officer Matt Ware, Officer Adam Dross, Officer Keith Jackson, and also the Westerville Police Explorers. Thank you for being here. This past winter, our community faced a challenge unlike any other in our history. On February 10th, we suffered the unthinkable loss of 2 Westerville police officers. This tragedy was especially shocking to our school district. Officer Anthony Morelli had served as one of our school resource officers. In fact, Officer Morelli received a GEM Award in 2006 for his impact on students at Blendon Middle School. Officer Eric Joring's work with the police K-9 units frequently had him in our schools for training purposes, during emergency situations, and interacting with our students during community outreach initiatives. These officers were considered part of our school district family. This special GEM Award not only honors their memory, but honors their contributions and the contributions of all members of Westerville Police Department and the strong partnership between the department and Westerville City Schools. We are fortunate to benefit from their expertise as they monitor and participate in our safety drills, provide training to our staff and students, and ensure that district crisis plans and processes exceed what is required and are superior to what many other school systems have in place. The department is always available to serve on safety committees, to meet with district leadership to improve our fire and safety drills, and to offer in-depth training to our staff. Additionally, the department was instrumental in providing Go buckets for our classrooms. These buckets contain various items that may be helpful during an emergency, from first aid to safety supplies to food and sanitary products. Perhaps most importantly, the Westerville Police Department works extremely hard to build trusted relationships with our students. As we continue to see in the school tragedies that have occurred in our country, we must help our youth understand how important it is for them to tell someone if they ever hear of any safety threat to our schools or to their peers. Our first responders are critical to our success in conveying that message to our students and staff. So we say thank you to the Westerville Police Department. They truly are gems to us for their tireless efforts in providing a safe learning environment for our students. A few final things. I do ask that the award winners please come back on stage for a group photo at the conclusion of this evening. One of the things that always stands out while reviewing the list of past winners is just how many of these winners have gone on to nominate others who they believe are also gems. Clearly, they believe in paying it forward. Tonight, I would like to challenge all of this year's winners to pay it forward next year by nominating that special someone you know is a Westerville gem. I would like to finally just thank a few folks, to our hosts, Westerville North and Mr. Yancey, to John Edwards, the head custodian here at North and his fabulous facilities team, to Jerry Hinkles from Westerville City Schools Food Department Services, to Jill Beck, Executive Assistant to the Superintendent, Lynn Misowski, Community Engagement Coordinator, and tonight's awesome photographer, to our Westerville Parent Council GEM chairs, Lisa Acoyne, Tracy King, and Marilee Mueller, as well as to the Westerville Parent Council Board, the District GEM committees, the building GEM chairs, and the many volunteers who have worked so hard to make this evening a success. I read a quote recently that says, "To make a difference in someone's life, you do not have to be brilliant, rich, beautiful, or perfect. You just have to care." I hope you leave here tonight inspired by our winners and secure in the knowledge that our community cares deeply for students in our district. Thank you all for being here to celebrate with us. And with that, I hand the program back to you, President Cotter. Thank you.
Okay, moving on in the agenda. The board will meet in a work session on May 3rd at 6 p.m. and a regular session on May 7th at 6 p.m. and also for an executive session on May 10th at 5 p.m. at the Early Learning Center this month. And then I think at this time we're ready for a motion and a second for adjournment. Okay, can you please call the roll? Yes, we are adjourned. Thank you all so much for coming tonight. Thank you to all the awardees and attendees.